In the next 6 minutes, I'll explain why estate plans fail. And at the end, I'll share how my 6-day challenge fixes this in just a few minutes each day. There is a critical estate planning step that you're not being told about. After years of practicing as a probate attorney, I've learned something. That good estate plans aren't simply a matter of the law, they are a matter of organization. The families that have it easy don't have it that way necessarily because they spent the most money or they have the fanciest documents. It's because they had a system, they understood it, and they implemented it. Hi, I'm Jen. I am a probate attorney. I've been a probate attorney for close to 20 years, and that means I meet with families after a death to use their estate plans, sometimes or the lack thereof. My insights have been shared with the Wall Street Journal, public radio, and Slate. I've taught other attorneys across the country how this stuff works, but the most important thing I can do is teach you how this works. And I do that with my online courses and online videos like this one. So, why is estate planning like organization? Well, it's not just like, it actually is organization. And like any organization, you need a system. The system actually, it's your legal documents that create the system. It's just like a closet. With any organization, you need a good one. And so those legal documents, it's incredibly important to make good legal documents. And when they're done well, it's a powerful thing. A trust in particular, it's something I love working with. They really do make things easy. It lets your assets move privately outside of that court bureaucratic system of probate while still having clear rules about what expenses should be paid and where your assets should go. But here's the part that a lot of people miss. A trust does not have the power to make assets listen to it. It's the assets themselves that are going to determine whether or not you have a probate, whether or not your trust means anything at all. And they decide that through things like beneficiary designations, joint ownership, and other ownership documents, things like deeds and titles. And that's each bank account, each investment, each piece of real estate. It will determine what it's going to do after you as the owner die. And without lining those things up, even with great documents, well, they're just expensive paper. And they risk just gathering dust and not meaning anything at all. I go into this in more depth with my Organized Afterlife Workshop students. But for now, just understand that this is why people can have great legal documents and their families are still left with a mess. So I brought up a closet before, so think about that. You can have shelves, drawers, rods, like this perfect system of where things should go. But if at the end of the day you just toss your laundry on the floor, guess what? You still have a mess in your closet. And the system didn't mean a whole lot. Well, estate planning works the same way. Your trust and your will are your closet system, and your assets are your clothes. If the assets aren't lined up correctly, well, your family's still going to have to sort through a mess, and that's going to come at the worst possible time. So, what's the good news in all of this? Well, you can absolutely control this, and it's completely doable. I've seen families who have had it easy at the most critical time, and it's because their loved one had a system, they understood how it worked, and they followed it. Isn't that really just the goal? Isn't that why you just go to the trouble of doing estate planning at all? It's ultimately to make things easy for people. If you have a thoughtful system and you're implementing it correctly, that can happen. I see it all the time. Okay, so there is there's enough guilt out there about doing your estate plan. So you don't need any more of that, but you do need a clear step forward. And I'm going to give that to you. It's my 6-day organizational challenge. So this is where we're just going to start out like any organization starts out, where you will take a moment each day to gather information about what you own. This is the information that you will use later on with a knowledgeable professional to start to strategize about how to get those things to move efficiently. Each day, I'm coming into your inbox with that actionable step of what to gather. This is just going to take a few minutes a day. And then after the challenge, I'm going to share with you the 3 biggest misconceptions that trip families up, the secret to an estate plan that actually works and gets the results your families need. And then I'm going to give you your next clear step, your Organized Afterlife workshop. That's my workshop that my students come into. If you decide to go further, I'll give you a steep discount on that workshop. Because, I mean, honestly, what I see every day is that estate plans don't fail because people don't care. It fails because they didn't understand that they were creating a system and that system had to be followed. But you can take your first step today. Join that organizational challenge. It's going to be a small step, movement forward, and starting to get the understanding and results you need. You can find a link below.